All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final lesson in this equations and inequality lesson. And in this lesson, the objective is that students will be able to write inequalities given verbal representation. All right, now we're not solving these, we're only going to be writing these in this lesson. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. Now, this says Bill weighs 120 pounds, is gaining 10 pounds each month. Phil weighs 150 pounds and is gaining 4 pounds each month. How many months will it take for Bill to weigh the same? All right, so now this is an equation because it says same, but I want to look at realistically what's happening in this problem. So if we're looking at this problem, what we see is we know that Bill, we're looking at this problem, Bill weighs 120 pounds, right? And I told you all, this is the same strategies that we use with writing equations. We know that he is gaining 10 pounds each month, and we know that the variable is M for months in this problem, right? And then we want to know when will it be the same as Phil, who is weighing 150 pounds, and he's adding 4 pounds each month. And I'm going to extend that so that that's all on one line. So if we look at what's happening in the problem right now is that Phil, and let's write this down. A P for Phil and a B for Bill. So what's happening right now is Bill weighs less than Phil. How do we know that? Because Phil weighs 150 pounds, right? Right? He weighs 150 pounds. But guess what? Bill eating. Y'all, Bill is getting, Bill is eating. Bill is gaining 10 pounds each month. So, yes, right now, Bill weighs more than Phil. But because Bill is gaining weight at a faster rate than Phil, at some point in time, Bill is going to be greater than Phil. He's going to catch him. He's going to catch him at some point in time. Now, equations, I got ahead of myself. At some point in time, he's going to catch him. That's the equation. But what happens after that point in time? Right? What happens after that? Well, what happens after that, Bill is still eating. So at some point in time, he going to catch him. But then guess what? He is going to leave him. He going to weigh more than him. So the way that inequalities work is like this. And I'm going to do some editing. The way that it will be worded, how many months will it take for Bill to weigh more than Phil? And what does that look like? Remember, the crocodile goes to the bigger number. So yes, in the equation, the crocodile goes to the bigger number. Remember, the mouth goes to the bigger number. Or you can look at it as Bill is a big bully Bill pointing at little bitty Phil. So when you look at your equations, we're looking at this problem, try to figure out, hey, what's happening? This guy is bigger than this guy, but at some point in time, Bill is going to weigh more than. I want to know, when will Bill be more than? Okay? Let's check out another one. This one says Pedro opens his account with $750, all right? And he's withdrawing $35 a week. All right, so let's go ahead and start documenting this. So we got Pedro. We got another P. Hold on. Let me scroll down. We got another P for Pedro. All right, Pedro, and then who else are we talking about? We're talking about Pedro, and then we have Maria. I'll write Maria in a second. So here we see that Pedro has 710, and he's withdrawing $35 a week. Pedro is at 710. So Pedro's at 710, and he's withdrawing $35 a week. And then let's look at Maria. Maria's at 570, and she's withdrawing, that's $25 a week. All right, so we got Pedro and we have Maria. All right, how many weeks will it take for Maria to have at least the same amount as Pedro? So let's look at it. Let's look at what's happening. Let's look at what's happening in the problem. Pedro has more money, right? He got more money. How do we know? Because he's starting with $710, right? We see that here. And Maria has less. But what's happening is Pedro is losing or withdrawing more money a week than Pedro. So the question is this: when will Maria, because Pedro is withdrawing money at a faster rate, at some point in time, had a typo. Sorry, I had a pop-up. Pop-up popped up on me. All right, so at some point in time, Maria is going to have more money. And remember, I want to know, and this pop-up keeps popping up. At some point in time, Maria is going to have more money than Pedro. But that's not what this inequality asks for. It says at least. And I'm not going over the at least and greater than and less than symbols, because at this level we should know that at least means or equal to. So I want to know, when will Maria have at least the same amount of money as Pedro? So writing inequalities is not much different, honestly, guys, than writing equations. It's not a huge difference. The only thing is we just got to look at it and figure out, okay, read the problem and make it make sense for you. Like, somebody's going to be bigger. In this example, Pedro had more money than Maria. We don't want to know that. We want to know, when will Maria have more money, or at least the same amount of money as Pedro. In the previous example, Bill weighed more than Phil. All right, that's a given. I'm sorry, Phil, I said that wrong. Rewind. Phil weighs more than Bill. Right? I don't want to know that. That's already a fact. What I want to know is, at what time will Bill weigh more? So it's a matter of looking at the problem, making sense out of the problem, looking at your inequality sign that says, hey, when will Bill be more than Phil? Here, you want to know, when will Maria have at least the same as Pedro? This is actually a really simple lesson, guys. I just wanted to give this to you because this is going to be completely asynchronous for you today. So check this out. Go off into the kick, and I'll meet you over in the kick, and we'll work it out. All right, man. Peace.